worked. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome all to this fine, fine Monday morning, February 16th. We're halfway through the month, folks. Hopefully, you all had a great weekend, Valentine's Day weekend. Me and Corey actually we went out. We went out last night. The first time in 6 months that we went out. First time since we said well we couldn't say since we owned TRW because we did go out for dinner one time. We were down in Florida when we bought it, but we have not went out since then. It's work, work, work. So last night we made the effort to go do that. And it was fun. It was fun. Sometimes you just got to put a little work behind you and go do that. So hopefully you had a great weekend. It's your first time here or long time here. I need to know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, and what the weather is like in your area. I don't know what the weather's like. I didn't go outside. Why? Because the kids are out of school. It's President's Day, right? So remember that too. USPS is not delivering today. So don't go off on me if stuff doesn't show up from USPS. I don't know what the weather is. I think it's supposed to be glorious today. And by that, I think like right now it's already 46. Oh, and we're going to get to, we're getting 65 degrees today. Okay, so five things are changing up today. I will tell you that because we had an appointment event over the weekend too. Our neighbor got engaged, so congratulations, Maggie, Nick. Congratulations to you guys, and we have patio time scheduled for this afternoon. So, kids out of school, we're gonna burn through orders, get those done. We're gonna take them on a cart ride. We're gonna go enjoy the weather today. You should too. So, we're gonna work outside. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna work from the patio today. Uh, and what else did I have for you? Five things. What are five things that you are going to do today? Because today's topic, we're talking about how you become the obvious choice for Spiritwear. And while some decorators, they just don't get compared at all. So that's what we're going to talk about in there. Let's check in. Good morning, Renee. 43 and foggy, 93% humidity on the way to 65. New record, right? That's amazing. That's amazing. Water in the bottle, tea seeping. I might even have to put on shorts, maybe. Hey, Keith, good morning to you. Sunny Space Coast of Florida. Blueberry coffee in the cup. Kevin, good morning to you and happy Monday to you, my friend. Renee, five things. Therapy, spending the day with my mom, daughter, and mom for her 81st birthday. That's right, it is. Happy birthday, mom. Um, Barb, good morning. North Central Minnesota, 27 and sunny. Water in the cup. Five things. Prep new business postcards, 3D printing, sewing alterations, soccer spirit wear layouts, and tax prep. Barb's got a busy day there. Hey, Renee from Barb, and hi, all from Linda, and hi, Barb and Linda from Renee. Randy, good morning to you from the great state of Texas. National Innovation Day. I had to think of the word. It's first like National Innovation Day today. All right. What are we innovating? Hi, Barb or hi, Linda from Barb. And good, what's up, Chuck? Good morning to you from sunny Florida. We're at 65. That's what we're going to get today. As far as what I'm drinking, I stole from Corey a pink slush line. Not too shabby. I tried to make my own jaded coffee, which that's what we named Krista's coffee shop is jaded coffee. I ruined it. I am not good with Nespresso and cold foam and whatever it is. So I said, my belly did not feel good. I think I used way too much creamer or something. It was not good. It was not good. So I stole this, and she's gonna help me this morning. And I said, Jaded Coffee's training manual sucks. It is not there's no instructions. There's no nothing. I need an SOP on how to do this because this was not fun and my belly hurts. So good things from there. Gabriella, good afternoon. Right, 7 hours. 7 hours. I think that's what we figured. 7 hours. So it should be before was it 3 in the afternoon right there. G, good morning to you. G, right here. G, what did we say your official title was? I have to go look and see. G, let me go find you. It's over here. And where is that? Where's it even at, G? Why can't I find you? Where are you at? Where are you at, G? There it is. I'm like, where are you at? What did we decide? We decided, where's it at? I'm going to look for you. She's a master behind the scenes for us, and I want to see what we came up with for it. She's going to try and be digital marketing specialist. That's what she is. She is for us. She's our digital marketing specialist, and she's an expert in CRM tasks. There we go. And we'll get a nice little write up for you. Remind me, put that on my list, G, so that we can do. Russeline, good morning to you. Okay, so, what do you say we just go ahead, dive right into this? and we get going because you know a lot of at-home apparel decorators, they just assume that they are losing Spiritwear orders because they're competing in an already crowded market. There's too many options, that there's too many quotes, and there's too many people doing the same thing. Everybody's doing it, right? But the truth is that what most people miss is that the decorators who win consistently, they aren't winning because they're better printers. They're winning because they never get compared. They become the obvious choice. And in this episode, excuse me, we're going to talk about how that actually happens. And it's not through branding buzzwords or fake confidence, but through how you show up, how you structure your decisions, and how you quietly remove friction from customers before they even realize there was any there in the first place. So, tip one, all right, obvious is built by reducing decisions, not from showing more options. You know, there's that false belief that some makers get stuck in that comparison hell by, if I show them how flexible I am, they're going to pick me. So you offer endless options, endless variations, and endless, we can do whatever you want. That feels helpful, right? But it's actually paralyzing. Schools, PTOs, and teams, man, they are already overwhelmed with enough stuff. And when you add choices instead of removing them, you turn yourself into homework for them. And when customers have to feel like they have homework, they're just going to keep shopping, right? The decorator who becomes the obvious, doesn't ask customers to decide everything. They narrow that path and then they guide them down that path. They make the next step for the customer feel simple and most importantly, safe for them. Now, when you don't do this, that the loss is subtle, but it's real. You don't get rejected. You get delayed until somebody else makes it easier for them. So an example is, a vendor sends, 10 shirt options and waits. An obvious choice decorator says, here's the one most schools choose because it reorders cleanly. Done. Right? Another example. PTO goes with the decorator who made, 3 decisions for them instead of asking 20 questions. They, we've got our core stuff that we put in every store. And then we ask, is there anything that you want in it? And we can look and see. And they go, we don't have them make all the decisions for it. All right. So for this, decide your default Spiritwear setup and lead with it every time. Like for us, PC55, PC78, PC78H, PC55 LS, right? PC78 PKT. Those are kind of the core that we use. And then from there, what do you need? And we add to it. So we always have those basics ready to go for them. All right, number 2, visibility beats talent when decisions are rushed. Here's another belief that quietly hurts good decorators. If they like my work, they'll come back. They won't, not reliably. Spiritwear decisions are almost always rushed. Why? Because calendars get tight, deadlines sneak up, panic sets in, and when that urgency hits, customers most times don't go searching for the best option. They choose the one that's visible and responsive in that single moment. When you disappear after sending info, you remove yourself from consideration. And it's not because you were bad, it was because you weren't present when the decision actually became real. The cost of invisibility, it's not pride, it's lost orders that you never knew you were still in the running for. So, example of this, PTO chooses the decorator who followed up calmly instead of the one who says, didn't want to bother them, right? Don't want to bother you, but no, hey, here's what we have going on. Another example, a coach orders from whoever answered fastest when the season suddenly moved up, right? Hey, we sent it out there. Who can help with this? First one there. I know you see it all the time in every Facebook group. Hey, who can make shirts? And then 700 people reply, right? What do they go with? They don't read through that. They've already listened by the first 5 that came in. They're not looking at the other ones, first 5. So action step for this is build follow-ups that assume people are busy and they're not rejecting you. Okay? Now, numero 3, consistency is what makes people stop shopping. The shift Hey, here's the shift that turns decorators, into defaults. You know, people don't choose the obvious option because it's exciting. They choose it because it feels predictable. Predictable timelines, predictable communication, predictable outcome. At-home apparel decorators, lose obvious choice status when that process, feels different every time. When a customer doesn't know what to expect, what do? They just keep comparing you to somebody else, even if they liked you last time. So consistency removes that need to look elsewhere. And when you don't offer it, they, you know, customers, you know, kind of like, they start shopping around just in case things aren't going to work out. So examples of this, a school sticks with the same decorator every season because the process never changes. It took us 3 years to get into one school, and now we've been doing it 5 years straight, 6 years straight. Next year will be 6 years straight. So 5 years straight. Yep. What do you want to do in setup? Here it is. Super simple, super easy. Another example, a PTO, shops again after a good order because the second experience felt different than the first. If it feels clunky, something doesn't feel right the second time, they're going to look around. So for this, standardize how you quote, communicate, and deliver. That sameness, that's going to build trust. So before we get into Form 5, let's look into see what else we got here in there for it. Let's see, Jerry. Good morning, Jerry. Hello, Barb, Linda, Todd, and Renee. Hot tea in the cup, cereal on the bowl. What kind of cereal you got there? Good morning, Elaine. Right, Elaine. Good morning from Sydney, Australia. Okay, what's time over there? How many hours? Or what? We're Monday evening already. Is that what we're doing? Morning, Jerry, Renee. I love heart your day. Love your day. Love your day. Yeah, love your day. Thanks, Jerry. Hi, Jerry. Had suggestions on how to build the follow-ups. Absolutely. We can do a show on this. I think I've got like the rest of the month planned out. So this might just be a special one. Follow ups. Let me see what I can do. Follow ups for that. So we'll get that on the list, Jerry, and what we can do for follow ups. Because a lot of times what you can do is create your schedule. Like your intake. When is the project due? All right. If you want to be able to pass it off this date, then we know, 2 weeks before that is when we got to do cutoffs for that. How long do you want to have the store open? 2 to 3 weeks for that. So 2 to 3 weeks before that, that's when you're in, everything must be done by. So you can have it open to meet their timeline with it. So you create that sense of urgency. Hey, if we want to meet your deadline of this, then this is when it needs to be by. This is what I need from you. In order to meet this is what we need. So yeah, we can do that for you. Uh, let's see. Good morning, Elk Country Customs. And Gabriella, hello to you. You're welcome, Jerry. I got it on the list. I wrote it up there. Okay. Now, let us get into 4 and 5. 4. The obvious choice. It sounds calm when others sound reactive. And this is going to be where tone matters more than tactics. Right? When customers feel rushed, stressed, or behind, they're scanning for one thing: someone who isn't panicking. Okay? If you sound frantic or apologetic or unsure, you really start to blend in with the noise. If you sound calm and certain, you stand out immediately. Now, calm does not come from personality, it comes from systems. And customers can feel that difference instantly. When you don't project that calmness, customers are just going to assume that things are going to get messy later. So, examples of this. A decorator wins a rush order by calmly stating what's possible instead of scrambling. Another example, school chooses the person who said, here's the safest option instead of, well, we'll try and have it done by then. I've been guilty of that. Like, we'll do our best. No, this is where it needs to go. So, action step of this: replace reactive language with decisive language in your responses. Now, number 5, the obvious choice, it feels like relief, not like persuasion. The obvious choice doesn't feel like a sales decision. It just feels like relief. Relief from uncertainty, relief from responsibility, relief from having to manage one more thing for them. And if customers feel like choosing, you know, if they feel like choosing you, hey, if you're going to go ahead and make their life easier, there's a good chance that they're going to stop comparing, right? If they feel like choosing you is going to require more energy, chances are they're going to keep shopping. So most decorators lose obvious choice status because they just try to convince instead of relieve. Right? Examples. PTO says, "We went with you because you made this easy." Right? We've got a great handful of those. Just make it easy for us. Another example, a coach stops asking for quotes once they trust you handle it. We had that over the weekend. Hey, we need this stuff from here. Can you get me a quote on Monday? Thought about it while we're at practice. Like, yep, put it in the notes so that way we can get them a quote today for it. Yeah, that's what they need. And it's they got a bunch of weird stuff. So stuff we have to look up. We're like, I don't know. We'll look and see. So action step for this is ask yourself after every interaction, does this reduce their mental load? So to recap all of this, obvious choices reduce decisions instead of adding options. Yeah. Visibility matters more when urgency hits. Consistency stops customers from shopping around. Calm stands out in chaotic moments. And relief is what ends the comparison. So, if you've ever been wondering why, some decorators never seem to compete on price or availability, now you know. They didn't win by being louder. They didn't win by being cheaper. They won by being obvious. Now, your goal isn't to impress. It's just to remove that doubt. And when you do that, customers really stop asking, who else can do Spiritwear? They just ask you, hey, when can you start? So that's what we got for you today. On Wednesdays, we're going to talk about, because I think the rest of this month was Spiritwear stuff and fundraising. So Wednesday is we're going to talk about fundraising without feeling gross. And yeah, what does that mean? Well, I know some people, just kind of freeze up when that comes there, when the fundraising thing, they think, the popcorn, they think the cookie sales, the wrapping paper, the candles, and, that the school needs money, that the team needs help, and that what you do can actually solve that problem for it. So that's what we're going to talk about on Wednesday's show. Now, we have some good week coming up this week. Tomorrow, Hall of Fame. You've got stuff Tuesday, Thursday this week. So Tuesday, Thursday there. Tomorrow night, Tuesday with Todd. Let me ask you down below here. Let me know right now. Who has not? That's an NOT, not a KNOT. Who has not made rhinestone decals? Let me know in the comments with a me, because tomorrow night's show, I'm going to grab the link for that. Make sure to go over and set the notifications for it, because that's what we're going to do on tomorrow night's Tuesday with Todd. Is we are going to rhinestone decals. Most likely, I think we're going to add that to the prize giveaway. I think that we got a kit in there. We're gonna do a kit from our kits. Probably give that kit away. Do that. So we are gonna make those and be able to rock out with that. So you want to tune in tomorrow night to be able to catch that. The other thing that when we look at stuff that we have coming up is we got this show Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that boost button or wherever the hell that is for it. I saw it over the weekend and I meant to screen cap it and I didn't. And then we have next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, we're bringing back bingo balls. We're doing some bingo ball drops on next Tuesday. We're going to have, I think, 2 new colors of stones that are coming in. It should show up this week, so we'll do those, and we'll do some giveaways, and we'll have lots of fun with that. There'll be some discounts. There'll be some specials. We do have, I think over the weekend, like 5 new St. Patrick's Day designs went up, so there's those for it. We also have the Wizard. End of this month, you've got 12 days left to sign up for it at the reduced rate. Goes up next month. Remember that also March 1st, support for Wiz 5 and older ends. That ends on there. We'll still help with license keys, but as far as debugs, things like that, no more support on that. And next month, Corella new version is coming out. And Wiz 5, there's a very, very good chance it's not going to work with it. So make sure if you're on the, you have a standalone version or upgrade because it goes from there. Let's see what we got here. So see, look at that. What do we have back in here? Great topic. I have it written down. Follow-up show. And we'll have follow-ups for new customers because I think that's what you'll new customers, new customer follow-up. I got it right there. Last nice day for the week, 42. Winter storm. Oh, I'm not ready for winter storm much. Really working at having more systems response in place ahead of time. That's what we got. That's what we're doing, Jerry. Jerry's not done it yet. And Miss Dan has not done it yet. Brian's not done it yet. Cindy's not done it yet. So make sure, tune in tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central. Cheryl hasn't done it. And we'll go from there. Kevin, you want to tune in tomorrow? Tune in tomorrow night because we'll do State of the Union and start it all off to talk about where things are and what's going on, and then we can give an update on there. Yeah, it's because there's only 28 days. Like when we ran the numbers, and it's like you have your daily total of what you need to hit, and it fluctuates there. Well, February really fluctuates, so you got 2 less days, so you got to take that there and divide it up over the other one. So it's like, oh, you need to hit higher numbers on this stuff. Yeah, it's always fun. So with that, you guys have an amazing day. Mentorship community, your call starts in about 36 minutes. Brian, are you going to join us? You're going to tell us about Texas and your 100 gas pumps and everything else that was there? Can't wait to hear. Okay. We do this every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure to do the stuff around the stuff. Tomorrow night, Tuesday with Todd. Make sure to come there and we'll give some stuff away. Till next time, you guys have an amazing day. Peace, love, press on, and we will see you then.